All right, let's talk Web3. It's an amazing space, full of these incredible opportunities. But, man, can it be treacherous? So, today, we're going to build a toolkit. By the time we're done here, you'll know exactly how to spot a legit project, and more importantly, how to avoid the scams.
And yeah, this quote, it just nails it. The world of Web3 is exciting, revolutionary, and totally complicated. Because for every real game changer out there, you've got a dozen, maybe more, of these hype-driven schemes. It's this wild mix of huge opportunity and, let's be honest, pretty significant risk.
So, that's the big question, right? How in the world do you tell the difference between the game changers and the grifters? Well, stick with me, because by the end of this, you're going to have a solid framework to answer that exact question, every single time.
Okay, so let's have a little fun with this. For the next few minutes, I want you to put on your detective hat. Yep, you're a Web3 detective now. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to investigate, ask the tough questions, and get to the truth. We're going to break this whole investigation down into 3 key phases.
First things first, we've got to investigate the blueprint. I mean, think about it. You wouldn't buy a house without checking out the blueprints first, would you? Of course not. And it's the exact same logic here. A project's entire claim to legitimacy, it all starts with its core plan.
And that blueprint, it really boils down to 3 crucial clues: the white paper, the team, and the roadmap. Let's dig into each one and figure out exactly what we should be looking for.
Okay, the white paper. This is huge. A good white paper is a technical document, a real plan, not some glossy marketing brochure. Does it actually explain the problem it's solving with, real technical details? Or is it just a bunch of buzzwords and crazy promises of guaranteed returns? Come on, you know the old saying, if it sounds way too good to be true, it almost definitely is.
Next up, the team. Who are the people actually building this thing? What you're looking for here is transparency, plain and simple. Can you find their LinkedIn profiles? What other projects have they worked on? Are they respected by other people in the industry? Now look, an anonymous team isn't an automatic red flag, but it means you have to be way more careful. It really raises the stakes for your investigation.
And the third piece of the blueprint, the roadmap. This is their plan of action, where they say they're going. You've got to be super wary of these crazy grand promises like, we're going to revolutionize 3 different industries by Q2. A legit roadmap has real achievable milestones. It's not just filled with vague goals like become the #1 platform. You want to see that they've actually thought this through.
All right, so a solid blueprint is a great start, but a plan is just a plan, right? Is the project actually alive? Is there a heartbeat? In this next phase, that's exactly what we're doing. We're checking the project's pulse, and that means looking at 2 things: its community and its development activity.
You can tell a lot about a project from its community. It's basically its heartbeat. A healthy community, that's where you find smart discussions and people helping each other out. The red flags, when all you see are to-the-moon posts, constant sales pitches, and what are clearly just bots spamming the chat. You're trying to hear a real, steady pulse, not just a bunch of fake, artificial noise.
Talk is cheap, but code? Code is proof. Is the project's code open for you to see? Go check out their GitHub. Are there people actively working on it? Frequent, meaningful updates are a fantastic sign that real work is getting done. But if you see a repository that hasn't been touched in months, yeah, that's a huge warning sign.
Oh, and you'll see this all the time. Projects love to brag about their big-name partners or investors. Your job as the detective is to actually verify that stuff. Don't just take their word for it. Look for announcements from both sides. If a project claims to be partnered with some huge company, but that company has never ever mentioned them, well, you've found a problem.
Okay, detective. So we've analyzed the blueprint, we've checked for a pulse. Now it's time for the final, and maybe most important, phase, verifying the hard proof. This is where we look at the cold, hard evidence and see if this whole thing actually holds up under scrutiny.
All right, let's talk about something called tokenomics. It's basically the economics of the project's token. And the first question you have to ask is, what's this token even for? Does it actually do anything? Does it have real utility, like letting you vote on the project's direction? Then, you got to look at how the tokens are distributed. If the founders are holding like a giant chunk of the supply for themselves, that could be a setup for a nasty pump and dump, where they hype up the price only to sell off their own tokens and leave everyone else holding the back.
Okay, listen up, because this one is an absolute must. It's non-negotiable. Security. Has the project's code been audited by a respected independent company? A legit team will be proud of this. They'll post the audit reports for the whole world to see. If there's no audit, that's not just a red flag, that's a giant flashing warning sign. It means you're taking on a massive risk.
And last but not least, you have to think about the long game. Longevity. Is this project actually built to last? Or is it just a flash in the pan, designed to ride a hype wave and then just vanish? You need to look for signs that they're thinking about the future. Things like continuous development plans or evidence of real-world use.
All right, you did it. You've made it through all 3 phases of the investigation. We've looked at the blueprint, we've checked for a pulse, and we've verified the proof. So now, let's put it all together into your official, ready-to-use Web3 Detective Toolkit. And here it is. This is your ultimate takeaway, the Legitimacy Scorecard. It's a super simple checklist you can use for literally any project you come across. Seriously, take a screenshot of this, save it to your phone, whatever you need to do. The next time you're looking at a project, just run it through these 9 points. It will give you an incredibly clear picture of whether you're looking at something solid or something you should run away from.
And hey, while you're using that scorecard, keep these major red flags in the back of your mind. We're talking about things like ridiculously aggressive marketing, partners you can't verify, promises that sound completely impossible. These are the classic signs of a project in trouble. Spotting these early can save you so much time and, frankly, so much money.
At the end of the day, just remember this one thing. A legit Web3 project is so much more than a flashy token or a cool-looking website. It's about having a solid plan, a real active community, and hard proof that the project is secure and actually built to last.
So there you have it. The toolkit is yours. The detective skills are officially in your hands. The next time a new Web3 project pops up on your radar, you're not going to be guessing. You'll know exactly what to look for. So the only real question left is, what are you going to investigate first?